I have been hearing some very specific chatter coming out of Berea today, and frankly, the landscape for this team is shifting faster than many anticipated. From roster adjustments to long-term personnel questions, the Browns are at a critical juncture. We are looking at a series of developments that involve key decision-makers and high-impact roster talent. If you have been tracking the trajectory of this organization, you know these movements are not just routine. Let us break down exactly what is happening behind the scenes.
The conversation surrounding Kevin Stefanski has taken a turn toward the analytical recently. When we look at the way this organization is constructing its identity, Kevin Stefanski is ultimately the architect tasked with balancing the immediate need for production with the long-term viability of the roster. The latest developments suggest a shift in how the coaching staff is prioritizing individual skill sets within the current offensive scheme. It is no secret that the expectations in Cleveland are exceptionally high, and when you examine the tactical adjustments made over the last few weeks, you can see the fingerprints of a staff trying to optimize every single position. Kevin Stefanski has consistently emphasized the importance of adaptability, but the current climate demands more than just flexibility. It requires a concrete identity. There is a palpable sense within the facility that the team is reaching a point where minor tweaks will no longer suffice. We are talking about fundamental shifts in how they approach third down efficiency and red zone execution. The leadership of Kevin Stefanski is being tested in ways that we haven't seen in previous seasons, particularly regarding his ability to integrate new personnel into a system that is already quite complex. From an insider perspective, the cohesion between the front office and the coaching staff remains solid, but the results on the field are what drive the narrative. The pressure to perform is not just on the players, but on the entire structure built by Kevin Stefanski to maximize those talents. We have seen instances where the play calling has been scrutinized, yet there is a method to the madness that often gets lost in the immediate reaction of the fan base. If we look at the historical context of how teams transition during mid-season lulls, the most successful ones are those that double down on their foundational principles rather than abandoning them. That is where the focus lies for the coming games. The strategic evaluation of the current offensive output suggests that we might see a more condensed formation approach to protect the pocket and provide better lanes for the running game. This is a crucial stretch, and the way Kevin Stefanski manages the locker room morale in the face of these challenges will be just as important as the X's and O's. It is a balancing act that requires a steady hand and a clear vision, something that the organization believes they have in their current head coach. As we look ahead, the integration of new depth pieces into these specific packages will define whether they can maintain the pace required to stay competitive in a brutal division. It is not just about the wins, it is about the sustainable growth of the unit. This leads us to another critical area of focus that many fans have been asking about recently.
If you are finding this breakdown useful and want to stay ahead of the curve with real insider analysis, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are committed to giving you the full picture, not just the headlines. Now, let's get into the next big update.
Shifting gears to the front office, Andrew Berry has been incredibly active in assessing the depth of this roster, and the moves we are seeing are indicative of a larger, long-term plan. For those following the salary cap implications, Andrew Berry has mastered the art of creating flexibility without sacrificing the core integrity of the team. This is a difficult task in the modern NFL, where the margin for error is razor thin. When we analyze the recent personnel acquisitions, it is clear that the front office is looking for specific traits, versatility, and high football IQ. Andrew Berry has never been one to shy away from unconventional moves if he believes they provide a competitive edge. The strategy here is not just about filling holes on the depth chart. It is about finding players who can thrive in the specific cultural environment that has been established in Cleveland. We have heard reports about the front office vetting several options for the secondary and the defensive line, areas that are always in flux due to injury attrition. The approach taken by Andrew Berry is methodical, often prioritizing value and long-term fit over the flash of a high-profile signing. This philosophy is what has kept the team stable despite the inevitable ups and downs of an NFL season. From a scouting perspective, the current roster is a reflection of a deep analytical dive into what makes a winning team in this division. There is a lot of talk about potential trades, but Andrew Berry remains focused on maintaining the draft capital that has been so vital to the team's build. Every decision is weighed against its future impact, which is a hallmark of his tenure. When we look at the way contracts are structured, it gives the team the breathing room to be aggressive when the right opportunity presents itself. It is a calculated gamble that requires immense trust between the personnel department and the coaching staff. The fans might get impatient waiting for a splashy move, but the internal perspective is one of patience and precision. We are seeing a concerted effort to build a team that can compete at a high level for multiple years rather than just one window of opportunity. As we move forward, the focus will continue to be on identifying undervalued talent that can step up when called upon. This stability in the front office is an underrated asset. It allows for a consistent message to be sent to the locker room, reinforcing the expectations that are required to succeed. But while the front office works on these logistical challenges, there is another story brewing that involves a key player whose role is evolving rapidly.
Finally, we have to talk about Deshaun Watson, as the focus on his development remains the single most important variable for the success of this team. We have been watching closely to see how the connection between the signal caller and his receivers matures during this phase of the season. Deshaun Watson has had to adjust to new variables in the offensive scheme, and the rhythm is starting to show signs of improvement in practice. Insider reports indicate that there is a heightened sense of urgency in the way Deshaun Watson is conducting his preparation. This is not just about physical mechanics, it is about the mental mastery of the playbook and the ability to diagnose defenses at a high speed. The chemistry on the field is developed through thousands of repetitions, and we are seeing that work manifest in the way he handles pressure situations. When you look at the film, the potential for growth is undeniable, but it requires consistency. Deshaun Watson is well aware of the scrutiny he faces, and the way he has handled the media and his teammates during this time has been noted by those within the organization. There is a strong support system around him, and the coaching staff is tailoring the game plan to emphasize his strengths. From an analytical standpoint, his ability to extend plays is still one of his greatest assets, but the team is looking for more efficiency in the quick game passing attack. If Deshaun Watson can master the timing of these shorter routes, it opens up the entire playbook for the rest of the team. The historical context of quarterbacks in this system shows that once that rhythm is established, the offense becomes incredibly difficult to stop. We are looking for those signs of comfort during live game action. The emotional impact of his performance on the rest of the roster cannot be overstated. When he plays with confidence, the entire team follows suit. It is a dynamic that defines the personality of the team. As we look at the upcoming schedule, the challenges will only increase, and Deshaun Watson will be the focal point of every scouting report prepared by opponents. This is where his experience and poise become the difference makers. The team is betting heavily on his ability to lead, and the signs from the training facility are cautiously optimistic. It is a process, and while the results are what everyone wants to see, the internal development is the foundation upon which those results will be built.
It is clear that the Browns are dealing with complex moving parts across the board, from the strategic vision of the coaching staff to the roster management of the front office and the individual performance of their star players. Everything is interconnected. We will keep you updated as these stories continue to develop throughout the week. I want to hear from you. Considering everything we discussed today, what is the one move you think the team needs to prioritize most right now? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more exclusive coverage. Thanks for watching.